My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today, zooming in from one of the most beautiful cities I've ever visited, San Francisco, California. We have a very accomplished real estate investor and property manager, somebody who focuses on multifamily properties, not necessarily in his own backyard, but where they make the most sense. Our guest today is Naeem Farokhnia. Naeem, welcome to the show. Welcome to have you.
Thank you very much. Great to be here. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's amazing to be here.
Yeah, well, it's great to have you. So I'm hearing a little bit of an accent. You might not be from San Francisco originally. Where do you come from originally?
Yeah, I was born in Iran, then was raised in Iran, and then for, 27 years, and then came to the US 15 years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations. Well, at the time we're recording this, there's a lot of unpleasant stuff happening in that neck of the woods. So I hope everyone in your family is all right.
Thank you. Yeah, they are safe. Yeah. My parents are staying with me, but yeah, everyone else is over there. But they are kind of far from big cities. Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. So Naeem, interesting backstory. You were a student athlete, and we can't tell it from looking at you here on Zoom, but you're not a short guy like me. In fact, you're almost a foot taller. So tell us a little bit about what kind of athlete you were.
Yeah, I played volleyball for Kansas State University, and then the college before that, American University. In my middle school and high school, I played football or soccer, as they call it. It was really good. And then when I got into college, I didn't play soccer too much, and then I got into volleyball club, and then I just showed up every day, practice. I mean, my height also helps. I'm 6'6", so it's not a surprise. And then, I made it to my college, and then I got into K-State. I didn't intend to go to their basically team or play for them, but I was just curious to know how they play, and then I was just trying to have fun, and then I showed up every day, and then all of a sudden, boom, I was in the team, and then we played against Nebraska, Iowa, and Oklahoma. Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Yeah. Yes.
Nice. Now, you're also one of those smart guys. I believe you're an engineer by training, and you worked with some pretty big companies, I believe, including Apple. So what kind of sparked you to transition from that kind of a career into real estate?
Yeah, I got a PhD in electrical engineering, and then I worked for a few companies. At the time, like 10 years ago, Apple was like OpenAI or ChatGPT, right? Yeah. Everyone wanted to work at Apple. I interviewed for Apple 3 times, got rejected 2 times every 6 months. And then for the 3rd time, I got accepted. I got into Apple.
It's a 3rd time lucky.
There you go. Exactly. And then, so that was fun. It was a power system group, 60 people. Majority of them were like on average 20 years older than me.
Wow.
So within that 6 months, a lot of them told me that they cannot wait for their kids to go to college so they start their own company. Some of them said that they want to start their own company when they retire. So I was young at the time. I was like, maybe I should start my own company now. Maybe I shouldn't wait for all those retirement and kids and things. So that's what I did. After Apple's internship, I didn't apply for any company. I was like, okay, I have to make it. And then, so I did. I started a few startups, didn't go anywhere. It was very hard, didn't know anyone. And then got into real estate, started a co-living company. And then that one became profitable, grew to 50 properties, and then transitioned to property management company. I still have that property management company. I also got into multifamily ownership, syndication. I'm very active on that. I post every day on LinkedIn. I'm just doing my part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try.
Interesting. Do you still have the co-living buildings or not so much anymore?
No, actually, a lot of people talk about house hacking and co-living. I'm, as someone who have worked in co-living for many, many years, I'm here to tell you, if you live as the owner in that property, do it. Maybe 1 or 2 units, that's fine. But if you want to grow that to like 50 properties, it's a lot of headache. So people, tenants share bathroom, they share kitchen. Anything goes wrong, they're going to text you. They are going to call you. There are so many maintenance repair requests. If you are in the West Coast or North East Coast where it's tenant friendly, you're going to have extremely hard time to even evict them. So
Wow.
you're running into one bad tenant, all good tenants going to move out. You're going to end
And you
up
can't get rid of the bad one.
bad tenant. You cannot get rid of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there are easier business to do than that.
Thanks for sharing that, Naeem, because I've interviewed a few folks in the co-living space, and these days with what's that software called that everybody's anyhow, the software that pretty much automates a lot of that stuff. They make it sound amazing and absolutely fantastic. There's nothing's perfect, that's for sure, but it's good to hear the other side of the story.
Yeah, so I actually tracked so many companies who came out of like Y Combinator, other accelerator. They all went out of business or lost a lot of business, and none of them made it. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. So you've got into multifamily. Tell us a little bit about what the current portfolio looks like, what kind of properties you like to get involved in, where they're located, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so our team, we have around 1,500 doors right now. We are not incentivized by number of properties that we have or even acquire per year. There is no number. We could go by a year without acquiring any property. So as long as numbers pencil out, we are gonna send an LOI. It could be 10 LOI a year or it could be zero. And we don't care about the cycles, if market is going down, if so many foreclosure happen. As long as deals pencil out in our underwriting, we are going to move forward with them. And then if they don't pencil out, if we, in our due diligence, we see that there are something wrong with the roofing or plumbing, we ask for discount from the owner. If they honor that, we are going to move forward. If they don't honor that, we are going to walk away. So that's basically our policy. Yeah, it's a disciplined, very strict policy. Yeah.
And what markets do you tend to focus on?
Mainly Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mainly Texas. Sometimes
much more landlord friendly than California.
Yeah, that's the thing about Texas. It's landlord friendly. It's easy to evict tenants. Yeah, you don't run into all the troubles that landlord run into in West Coast, Oregon, Washington, California. It's very hard to evict tenants. But at the same time, West Coast tenants, they can afford better, meaning that the chance of eviction is lower. So yeah, the income on average is higher. Yeah.
So are you still running your property management company? And if so, how are you managing from afar like that?
So my property management company, I do still manage it. It's actually local. It's within 30 miles radius of San Francisco.
Okay.
So yeah, as a property manager, you always want to be close to the properties that you are managing. Yeah, so this one is closed. We don't have problem with that. Yeah.
So Naeem, it sounds like you're part of a group. Are you co-GP on these projects, or how's that kind of set up?
Yeah, basically a GP, co-GP. Yeah.
And what role do you play within the co-GP group?
So I'm basically the capital raiser or investor relations.
Okay.
Relationships. So that's my part. Yeah.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Very good. And I know maybe not with you guys, but with some folks in multifamily over the last number of years, it's been a very rocky ride. And, some deals have gone south, some have gone completely to pot, others are struggling. Hopefully you're not in that situation, but some folks have found capital raising these days to be a little bit more challenging. What about yourself? What have you guys found over the last couple of years with raising capital?
Yeah, it is challenging. So there are two things in any sort of investing, either a stock market investment, real estate investment, private equity investment. So you have one logic, you have one emotion, right?
Mhm.
So if you take care of logic and you leave the emotions side, emotion is going to take over your logic. That's what happens with a lot of investors. They have a plan, they have an underwriting model, they have a buy box, but for some reason their emotions take over. They see that
The FOMO factor, right?
FOMO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be very aware of your emotion, and it's not easy. No one talks about it. The school doesn't teach it. Media doesn't teach it. TV doesn't teach it. Your friends, family, parents don't teach it. It's extremely hard. That's why Warren Buffett always focuses on emotion. He barely talks about it. I think he's master of it, but he doesn't know how to say it because it's very hard to say it and explain it. But yeah, that's a key factor. In addition to discipline and logic, emotion is very important. You have to master your emotions. It's very hard because usually emotions control us, but doing the other way around, you are in charge of your emotion. Oh, I'm sad. What should I do now? No one knows, right? You are sad. You're just going to give it a time. 2-3 hours, it's going to go away. But I'm extremely happy and excited. What should you do? No one knows. You just go by 3
Wait
hours.
2 or 3 hours, that'll go away too.
Yeah, it's gonna go away. But yeah, it's actually a new thing. Whoever mastered these emotions, whoever is in charge of their emotions, they're gonna gain significantly high. Yeah.
I wonder, Naeem, I was never even ever close to being an athlete, or definitely not the level that you're at. But do you think that some of those skills around controlling emotion under pressure, like an athlete is during an important game, do you think any of that kind of translated to your professional life now?
Yeah, it helps a lot. I mean, I was not a basketball player. Like basketball player, they are in another level, right? They make money, they are professional, they have professional psychologists in their team.
Yeah.
But I was always fascinated by this Olympic, I guess, team. They have professional psychologists in them, train them. Here is what you do, here is what you not do. So I was always fascinated. Like, any things that came to my radar, just to learn a little bit how these athlete basically train their mind. I was after it just to learn it. But yeah, that definitely helps. Yeah, definitely helps. But yeah, as emotions, you all will. I mean, there is no cap. There is no. The more you learn, the more you are gonna learn that, oh, there are more that you don't know. It's huge. It's really huge. Yeah, there are a lot to learn about it. Yeah, I think the more you learn about it, the better. Yeah.
Excellent. So, Naeem, as we're kind of wrapping things up, I've got a couple more questions for you. Number one, we're still early in 2026. We're in spring of 2026 as we're recording this right now. What are your goals for your company, Redwood Crest, over the next 9 to 12 months? Maybe throughout the rest of this year. What do you want to accomplish?
Yeah, I don't want to really give a number because it's not in my control, right? But the only thing I want to give is I'm going to be in charge. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to give 100% of myself. Anything happens, great. So I want to max out myself, yeah, without burning out or anything like that. So it takes a lot of discipline, which I'm working on it. So every day I wake up, I have a routine that I'm going to follow. So just keep my brain in tune instead of letting my brain control my day. I want to be in charge of my brain, Here is what you need to do. Here is how you're going to help me, not the other way around. So I was watching Tony Robbins' few videos. I went to his online 3 days event, which was really fascinating. I mean, a lot of the stuff that he says is correct. Like me, before watching his videos, I thought that, okay, how can I get to the point that my brain is going to be aligned with my goals? So I was waiting for those moments that my subconscious mind aligns with my goals.
Yeah.
Now I learned that no, I do not need to wait for that moment. I can create that moment. So starting a few weeks ago, I started creating those moments for myself, which is going really well. So I highly recommend that. Yeah.
Excellent. And Naeem, we got a lot of people checking out the show, watching the YouTube channel, listening to this on all the different platforms. Who are the kind of people that you're looking to connect with these days?
These days, I'm looking for actually investors who are intentional. So as you saw, stock market is volatile. One day it goes up 2%, one day it goes down 2%, 3%. And then we are in a very interesting time, right? We are in a war, and then we have an interesting leader. So for someone, I don't want to say that take out all of your money from the stock market. I do want to say to diversify, right? And get yourself familiar with all other investment opportunities that billionaires have. Like one of Tony Robbins' book, actually, I would in my weekly newsletter just today, I send it to my investors. It's called The Holy Grail of Investing. So he basically talks about all the alternative investment options that billionaires have. The average rate of return for those investment is 15% a year, while the stock market returns 7%, 8% of the year. Now, the question is for investors, how can they get into those doors? The difference between 15% and 7% is huge. And you give it like 20, 30 years, that makes a huge difference. That's literally makes a difference in generational wealth. So yeah, that's what I do. I have been fascinated with the alternative investment, private market, real estate. And then that's what I do. I help a lot of investors to get into real estate, work with reliable operators, vetted deal, no rush. When a great deal comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then just basically opening door to great opportunities that are accessible to billionaires. So basically, ordinary people can level up and then have access to those opportunities. I think they can go to my website, which is redcrest.com. That would be great. There is a form. Fill out that form, and then I'm happy to talk shop about different investment opportunity over coffee on Zoom, or I post almost daily on LinkedIn. Search my name, Naeem Farokhnia, but don't try to pronounce my last name. That's fine. But just copy paste that. And then send a connection request. I would love to connect with you.
Naeem, sounds great. Thanks so much for being on the show. Oh, by the way, everybody, check out Naeem's website, redwoodcrest.com. One of the most beautiful real estate websites I've seen. So hats off to you for that. And Naeem, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.